Back with Jesse Mayshark, one of the co-publishers of Compass, and that is an online news source for everything local in Knox County and Knox County government. We're going to focus, Jesse, today on the Planning Commission agenda, which sounds boring, but it talks about urban camping. We'll get to that in a second. In fact, 2 spots for urban camping. Let's start with one issue in South Knoxville that's a bit more controversial. It's a conversion of an old high school.
Yeah, this is the former South High, which some people probably remember was renovated not too long ago into a senior housing complex. And now it is up for sale. And McNabb Center, the local nonprofit that, of course, provides all kinds of rehabilitative services and treatment services, wants to buy it and turn it into a drug treatment facility. A lot of local neighbors are not real comfortable with this. Often when it comes to locating, drug treatment centers are one of those things everybody agrees that we need, but people often don't want them right next to them. Also, of course, that high school is right next to Dogwood Elementary School. And so some people have raised concerns about that. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a contested dialogue there at the Planning Commission this week.
Also on their agenda, I mentioned 2 urban campsites. These are both in Knoxville's urban wilderness. Let's start with the drop-in.
Yeah, well, so what's interesting about the urban wilderness is that it is urban, right? So it's all of these trails and parks and everything, but they're right in the middle of city neighborhoods. And so there's not actually a lot of camping access right around there. And so the drop-in is envisioned as kind of a place that people can drive to and camp at if they want and have access to the trails, but also that people who are on the trails, who are maybe, doing a bike tour through South Knoxville, could pull in there and camp as well. And then, they're looking at having kinds of various kinds of activities and amenities there that would make it a little bit of a social scene.
Beer garden as well. 13 campsites, though, if we're looking at Fort Dickerson. Explain what we're seeing there.
Yeah, and so that's kind of on the other side of the urban wilderness, a more low impact kind of thing than what the drop-in is trying to be, more of a conventional campground. But again, something that we don't really have access to right in the city. People think of going to the Smokies or Big South Fork to go camping, but the idea here is to provide places that you can do that, literally just a mile from downtown.
Our thanks to Jesse Mayshark. Again, all of those on the agenda for the Planning Commission tomorrow. It starts at 1:30 at the City County Building. The location right there on your screen now.